else. So welcome anyway to the A-Level Sports Studies evening. I'm going to do a little presentation for you, but if you do have any questions, you can pop them in the chat. Ideally, if you can wait to the end, unless it's a burning question you have to know as I'm saying something. I have my team with me today, so I've got Miss Kare, who also teaches A-Level, who you will know, and Miss Kare will be supporting me here and working in the chat. And I've also got Grace and Lily, who are our present year 13 A-Level students. So if you have any questions for them at the end, that would be nice as well. All right, thank you very much. So is A-Level Sports Studies for you? Why should you take this course? Okay, will it take me where I actually want to go? What career path have I got? You might not know that yet, but you might be interested in sport, so it's a good start. You know the staff involved if you are from JCG. If you're not from JCG, I am Miss Smoutford and I'm head of PE, and my second in department is Miss Kare, who is in the chat with us as well. And Miss Coleman teaches biology at school, so she is in charge of the anatomy and physiology section. We're a dedicated team and all work together to deliver and monitor you as students, and hopefully with our years of experience we'll be able to make sure that you meet or surpass the grades that we expect you to achieve. If you're from JCG, you will know the facilities we have, so I'm just going to flash those up now, with a pool, sports hall, our cardiovascular suite, classroom, dance studio with the climbing wall, and our outside ball court as well. Unfortunately, we have to share them with Victoria College, as the girls know, but we work around this. And for those who don't know the facilities, there they are. We're very fortunate. So is it for you? To have GCSE PE grade 6 or above in theory in the written papers is what you're aiming for. To have GCSE English and Biology at grade 6 or more would be fantastic. The English helps with the longer mark questions, and the biology, as I mentioned before, there's anatomy and physiology within the section, the sections as well. Now, participation in a sport outside of school to a high standard. Island representation or further will assist with your higher practical grades, getting you in those top bands in the mark schemes. Commitment and dedication to the subject is crucial. Every hour that you do in a lesson with Miss Kare, Miss Kare will do 2 hours a week, I will do 2 hours a week, and Miss Coleman does 1 hour. So for those 5 hours, you should be doing an hour of work outside of school. Now that might be watching sports, that might be doing sports, that might be reading about sport in the newspaper, online. It might be talking to people about sport. That could be an element of the homework, okay? Being proactive in your learning. Going away and reading around the subject. If I say to my group, we're going to look at the psychology element of leadership tomorrow, okay, maybe going away and reading about it before, and then you've got a bit of a heads up. Maybe looking over GCSE PE notes before we're going over a section that we're going to do again within A-level to a higher standard and a higher level, just to prep you and see if you can remember things, like types of training or diet. What does the course involve? Okay, so weighting of 70-30% in favour of theory content. It's a fantastic course. You look at all sorts of elements of sport, you analyse your performance, which is what you do at GCSE as well, and you're able to write about it. There's a lot of written work. It's broad and it's balanced. It gives the students a chance to study an absolute array of theoretical areas that they could take away and study at university in very different elements. Applied anatomy and physiology, skill acquisition, exercise physiology and biomechanics, sport psychology, sport and society or sociology, and technology in sport. These are the theoretical aspects that we cover with the AQA specification at A-level. So there will be 2 papers. Paper 1, the factors affecting participation in physical activity and sport, what we study in year 1, so in your year 12. 3 sections, A, B and C. You'll have 3 sections of the paper, each worth 35 marks. They will involve short, at the bottom, a combination of multiple choice. We start with a couple of multiple choice, short answers, and then extended writing. So you'll end up doing 8 mark and 15 markers. Okay, and these are big questions that your English skills will come in useful for. We do experience it with our 6 and 9 markers at GCSE, which you will have experienced by now. So this is just a further extended writing. The exam papers will be 2 hours and they're worth 105 marks of your overall grade, which is 35% of your A-level overall. The second paper is factors affecting optimal performance in physical activity and sport, and this is your second year of content. What's assessed? Exercise physiology and biomechanics, Miss Coleman's, sport psychology, my section, and section C, sport and society and technology in sport, which is Miss Kare's section. How's it assessed? Again, a written 2-hour paper, again 105 marks, which is the equivalent of 35%. And it's a combination.
Ms. Mark, we've lost the PowerPoint.
Oh no.
Well, me and Lily can't see it.
Oh, okay. Can you just ask in the chat if everyone else can? Shall I come out and in again? Can everyone see the PowerPoint? Let's see. Oh, right. This is okay. Right, not sure what happened there, ladies. Where did we get up to then?
The first paper.
Oh, paper what? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Right, let me go back. I'm not sure why it stopped, but I shall put it back again. So get back on here. I did. Okay, it was. Right, so we go back to here. There we go. Right, hang on, getting there. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, not sure what happened there. Nothing changed. It just suddenly decided to stop. Okay, I need to get back on here. Okay, right. Okay, so we're sorry about that. So we're on paper 2. Oh gosh. Right, we're on paper 2. There we go. So paper 2 is exactly the same format. What's being assessed is our exercise physiology and biomechanics, which is Miss Coleman's. Section B, psychology, my section, and Miss Kare's section, sport and society and technology. How is it assessed? In the same way as the paper 1. It's a 2-hour paper, 105 marks, and the equivalent of 35%, made up of multiple choice, short answer, and extended writing, as paper 1 is. So that is how your 70% of theory is made up. The other 30% involves the practical performance and analysis. So students are assessed as a player in a sport or a coach in the full-sided version of one chosen activity, and that will be 15% of your practical grade. The other 15% is made up of a written or verbal analysis and evaluation of performance. This is the written piece of coursework our Year 13s are presently completing. How's it assessed? Internal assessment, we will internally assess as staff. We will then moderate with other schools, with Holyoke and Victoria College, and then a moderator will come from the UK or possibly online this year to assess whether our grades are accurate and on point. This is 90 marks of your overall grade, or 30% in whole, so that makes up your 100. Practical areas that may be chosen. These are the only areas you can participate in. So if yours is on there, then that's fantastic. If you're doing it at GCSE, then it's available at A-level as well. That's just a little glance, all of it in front of you, paper 1, paper 2, and then the practical element with the written coursework. So that's how the whole course is made up. You will do a mock paper, paper 1, at the end of the first year, and then you'll do a mock paper 1 and 2, running towards the end of the second year. And then obviously once everything is completed, you've done your study leave, then you'll do your proper exam with paper 1 and 2, usually a week apart. So, evidence. For all sports, whether we do them inside of school or not, you need to obtain video evidence to the highest possible standard that you can achieve. Okay, and that will be if you play in Jersey, for Jersey, against Guernsey, for example, and that's the best possible standard you play for, then you try to get video evidence for that gameplay. If you play in the UK, which a lot of the girls do now, or further afield, I've got tennis players in France, I've got people going to European gymnastic competitions. So wherever you're playing and whatever you're doing, the highest possible standard of play to be recorded. We do have video cameras to lend out, but to be honest, some of these phones these days are very good and fantastic quality as well. So as long as they work and they produce good videos, we don't mind how you do it. So where do you go from here? Choosing the right course at university is difficult enough, but these are the sorts of areas that you've studied, and it's very broad. So you can take any of these elements and maybe decide what to do. I have got Lily and Grace online with us here. So if I start with you, Lily, what sort of pathway are you thinking to go in?
So I'm applying currently for sports technology, which is kind of focused on like design and using like analytics and data in sport to try and make technology better and aid athletes in progressing in their sports, which kind of links to like a lot of the sections, so the biomechanics in the anatomy phys, and then also when we do technology and like drugs in sport in the sociology, like learning about how technology makes things more like easier for kind of drug testing to be done and things. It all links like very well.
Fantastic. Yes, thank you for that. And thank you for the broad range of areas that we cover on the course. So, you know, that's fantastic. Grace, what are you looking to do?
So I'm going to do psychology, sport psychology course. There'll still be modules that I can do sport within and just develop my knowledge on it from A-level.
Lovely. And Grace, just whilst you're there as well, what other A-level subjects do you do?
So I do English and psychology as well, which should actually all really link well. So English helps with my like essay writing skills because we have 15 markers in PE, and then psychology, obviously a lot of it overlaps, like the theories we do in both subjects.
That's great. Thank you very much. And Lily, to whiz back to you again, what other subjects are you doing?
So I'm doing design, technology and maths, and obviously the maths, like we do mechanics and stuff, so it does link in with like the motion and things we're about to do in Miss Coleman's lessons. And design and technology just helps with obviously the design aspect of the technology things.
Fabulous. Sounds like you two have got it all sussed. No, thank you very much for that. So the variety of practical roles that lead to a development of our leadership skills and moral and social development. So there's not only theory we're learning along the way to help us, but all these practical roles that we're taking on within our sports help us develop socially and to take away with us as well. Subjects that complement, the girls have mentioned theirs as well, but sports studies are biology and psychology as well. Neither of the girls here do biology, but there's 3 or 4 in the class presently that do, and there are lots of elements that overlap and support each other. Not the plant section, I may add. Okay, there are many courses on offer at university. Grace and Lily have just told us about their course they're looking at in the psychology element, and then also in the technology sector. But there's someone here that you probably didn't think about. There's some obvious ones: sports teachers and rehabilitation. Physiotherapy is always a very popular area to go into after this. Photography, maths and sport. There you go, Lily. It's another one for you if you decide against the technology. Anyone who's involved with horses, and horses are their life and soul, which happens. Equine studies. There's another thing we could be doing. So criminal law with sports law within it as well. So there's all sorts of things that you could be doing with your sports course when you decide to go away to university, if that's the pathway you want to take. So many thanks for taking part and coming to listen. Just a few pointers here. A-levels require, it doesn't matter which one, A-levels require a huge amount of commitment and hard work. What you put in is definitely what you get out. No A-level is easy, so to actually enjoy your subject and, you know, have that love and interest for the subject and be involved with it as well, inside and outside of school, is definitely a way forwards in this. An ability to perform to a high standard in one sporting field is what we expect. Playing and training regularly, not over the first year, but over the course of the 2 years. As I mentioned earlier, for every 1 hour of A-level lesson, and you'll have 5 a week, you should be doing an extra 5 proactive work, reading around the subject, going to watch sport, be part of sport, etc., etc. Remember, the practical element of the course is minimal, so you can't take it because you think, oh, we're going to do lots and lots of practical lessons. It doesn't work like this. It's very heavy theory based. We do complement the theory with some practical elements. I've just taken the year 12 girls across to watch a year 7 badminton lesson, and we looked at everything we'd done in skill acquisition from the start of September till now, and they had to visualize it and see what was happening in those lessons, see if they could identify the types of teaching that were being used, types of feedback, types of guidance, etc. So we apply it with practical elements as well. These are just some quotes from people over the time, so I shall just let you read those for a second. If there are any questions for Lily or Grace, for Miss Carre, who is here as well somewhere, or myself, then please stay around and pop them in the chat, and we will do our best to answer them as quickly as possible. But thank you very much. I'm going to move this and see if I can get out of here with not too much trouble. Pop that down there and that. There we go. Back onto here. Pop me here. Okay. Right.
Just to say, Mrs. Mountford, what I've done is I've put a link in the chat for the students that have accessed this evening, so that they can go away and research the courses that you showed on the PowerPoint further and have a look what is expected and needed to gain entry to university courses or future career pathways. So on the chat, those students should be able to use that link and then use the UCAS website just to have a look and see what is available.
Fabulous, thank you very much. And that's in the published little box,
in the published section.
Yeah,
yes.
Just for anyone who's got published at the top in the middle. Right, well, there's nothing coming through there, so I'm hoping that that's all very clear. I'd like to thank Ms. Kare and Lily and Grace for attending and your support. Thank you very much. And I will end the meeting now. That I will leave the chat open. Thank you very much to you as well, Gabs. I will end the meeting now, but you can still carry on in the chat if you want to. If not, I will see you at school tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you, ladies. Bye. Bye. I'll say bye now before I turn it off. Thank you. Bye.